guys, welcome to my second channel. And today I am beyond excited to show you my first crafts video. Today I will be showing you how to make a beautiful galaxy painting like the one seen in my music video for May Day. If you guys have not seen it, go check it out. The link is in the description box down below. So make sure to go check that out. Okay guys, so what you're going to need for this beautiful galaxy painting is black acrylic paint, white acrylic paint, purple, pink, and maybe a few different kinds of blues. But if you only have one, that'll work just fine. If purples and pinks aren't really your kind of feel, then you can just switch out the purple and pink for yellow and green, along with the aforementioned blue. Now the tools you are going to need will be something to keep whatever space you're working on free of paint. I am using a piece of cardboard. Don't know where it's from, don't really care, nobody's really using it. Then you will need a glass of water to rinse out your brushes, a paper towel to wipe off said brushes of excess water, a large flat brush, a thinner detailed brush, a piece of white paper, a paint palette, although you can use a random piece of plastic or a piece of cardboard if you do not have a palette. And last but not least, you are going to need makeup sponges. These are very important for blending, and they will really to give it that proper galaxy effect. Now the tools you are going to need will be something to keep whatever space you're working on free of paint. I am using a piece of cardboard. Don't know where it's from, don't really care, nobody's really using it. Then you will need a glass of water to rinse out your brushes, a paper towel to wipe off said brushes of excess water, a large flat brush, a thinner detailed brush, a piece of white paper, a paint palette, although you can use a random piece of plastic or a piece of cardboard if you do not have a palette. And last but not least, you are going to need makeup sponges. These are very important for blending, and they will really to give it that proper galaxy effect. First thing you want to do, obviously, is to place your white piece of paper on whatever protective surface you are using. Then you are going to need to take your palette and squeeze out a bit of paint. After doing so, take that large flat brush and dunk it in the water. Be sure to wipe off excess water with your paper towel. Dunk that flat brush into the black paint and start painting the entire piece of paper black. It's honestly really straightforward. This is going to be the black nothingness that is often seen in the night sky and consumes most of outer space. Just keep on painting and painting this all black. After the entire piece of paper is painted black, you're going to want to let it dry, which is very important. Believe me, I have made that mistake and it did not turn out well when the paint was dry and I tried to do the next step. Make sure to rinse out your brushes between any and every color. Or don't. I'm not the one, I'm not looking at your piece of artwork. Make sure that you also exchange the water in your cup for clean water. That way the pigment from your last color doesn't mix it into the next color you use. After it is completely dried, you're going to want to take that white paint and a makeup sponge. You're going to want to tear off pieces of the makeup sponge like this. So it looks something like that, all jagged and rough. Then get some white onto your palette or whatever and dunk that makeup sponge into the white and dab off a bit of the excess. Then you want to decide which way you would like your galaxy to go. It could go in a curve, it could go from here to here, here to here. It could go any which way you want. I think I'm going to do my galaxy from here to here. You're going to want to start off by just dabbing down the center of your galaxy. Then continue doing that, and as you go, start to blend out the edges, like so. Make sure that it is not completely even, because not all galaxies just go in a straight line. You want to continue on until you're happy with it. If you accidentally go a little overboard, you can always just grab a little bit of that black and go around the edges, trying to get off a little bit of that black, that way it'll blend in better. Continue going back and forth until you are completely happy and ready to move on. When this part comes along, you don't really need your palette. You can just take the purple and just put little blobs around the edges of the white. And then blend that in and out. And remember, the whole thing is just a process of going back and forth until you are happy. Now that I am good with this, I'm going to move on to using the pink and the blues. Basically doing the same method as I did with the purple, just dotting on random spots of color. And then blending that out with the torn sponge. Remember, it's a continuous back and forth process. Now that this is completely dry, we can move on to the final piece of detail, the stars. I'm going to take my longer detailed brush and then dunk it into the white paint I had poured earlier. You want to make sure you have a very steady hand. And start out with a star right here. Just one tiny star, keeping my hand very steady. Doing one line right there, and then a shorter line right there. And adding a tiny little curve connecting those two lines. And there you have your basic star. Then there are the more simplistic stars. Start by taking the tip of your brush and then dunking it into the white paint. And then just putting little dots across the piece. Now I will show you how to do the more complex star, which I think I'll put up here. I'm going to start out with a much longer and thicker line, still making sure it tapers out. Then make another line like we did with the first star we made. Like that. Then adding another line right here, 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 and here. If your paint is not pigmented or opaque enough, you can try going over the white details again and again until it is completely opaque. And now for the big reveal of this galaxy piece. Voila! Here it is, this beautiful galaxy. I personally think that it turned out really well considering the fact that I do not work with paint very often. I tend to use pencils, but it turned out pretty well. We got all of the gases that are found in nebulas and such, and all of the twinkling stars that shine in the night sky, along with the black nothingness that engulfs most of outer space. This black nothingness is almost as dark as my soul, which is pretty dark.